Yes, people, it's time. It's that time. Obviously, big up everyone coming from Society TV, from a gal's channel, and just never a foul in general. But today we're just doing a little something different. Because yesterday we need to ask questions about who's arse. Literally, like who's not good, who is good. Talk about Man City versus obviously Bayern. Daps is over in Munich currently as well. So hopefully him and Big Steve and everyone's having a good time. I'm pretty sure they're probably at the Allianz right now as we speak. But if everyone is here that hasn't done so just yet, if you could hit the like button underneath, just close your phones, as in the like this actual video, put its portrait, you know, and then click the thumb. It'll be massively appreciated. Ty is going to be joining us in 2 seconds as well. But yeah, as you can see, where is everybody? Chelsea IOG says by far the worst. He is a Trojan horse virus. So I'm thinking he's talking about Sterling right there. Big up Tiny in the building. Says big up the panel in the chat. I think the worst sign of the season is Richarlison. He has got 0 goals bought for 60 million. Look, we're going to go through this stream, our top 10 worst signings, because yesterday, I think we were witnessing too many stinkers. On the weekend, witnessing too many stinkers. It's like, we need to have a conversation about a few of these players. And some of them you may agree, you may not agree. Richarlison's worst signing. Yes. Big up Faizan in the building. Betrays as well. Big up Raheem. Jonathan Borg. It says shit. Right. Rats, parasites, Glazers out. Big up Daniel, one of our members, and Martin as well. Love to see a lot of you in here. Starlord included, and RJ D1 million as per usual. DJ M1. One Rovers vlogs in man like Charlie Hayne in the building. Jeez. What are you saying? And then obviously man like Ty is here. So there it is, man. He's gonna just run away, and his connection will fix itself in a second. He doesn't even know he's on the screen.
Oh, right.
What is...
I look at the preparation going to
Oh,
the
Joe,
Saint,
man, I have to
was it
pull my
Saint
internet
Nevis,
thing
Saint
out, man. My
Kevin.
internet
It's
thing
not
is
it's
mad
not
again.
easy to be a content creator, Ty. Huh? Ty, it's not easy to be a content creator.
trust
Back
me.
to back streams, changing backgrounds for every channel and stuff.
I'm still in the work gear,
Locations.
man. I'm still in the work gear.
Yeah. I'll retweet them now, anyways. But yeah, man.
Yeah.
First and foremost, Mo, you just woke up from your nap. Ty, we just spoke about Man United stuff. But right now, I feel like we should just talk a little. Where do you want to start, dude? Should we start on like the worst side? Should we talk of the game yesterday in terms of Chelsea and the Real Madrid game? Because is it just me, or is it again? Do you think Chelsea could have ran away with that potentially?
They could have won. Chelsea could have scored a couple of goals, but they have been creating chances. They created chances before, and I think, listen, it's trendy to say that Frank Lampard got it wrong. He got the setup right. He got the personnel wrong. Imagine if they had someone else like Mason Mount instead of Conor Gallagher, to be honest.
Is it any
Could have
different?
been better. It could have been better. I think Conor Gallagher is not the level of Chelsea, to be honest. But Frank Lampard, 4 games lost on the bounce. The first manager to lose 4 games for Chelsea as a manager, scoring 1 deflected goal. And it looked like Real Madrid didn't even try that hard, man. Benzema and Vinny yesterday, they were like, yeah, we'll play when we have to. And then when they had to, second half, they did. And Valverde was sick yesterday. It was great yesterday. He had a rough patch
It was
after the World Cup. But yeah, Chelsea, to be honest, like they made a terrible mistake by hiring Lampard. If they had any chance of going through in the Champions League, they should have even kept Potter or got somebody else. But that's Chelsea season for you. And they couldn't
seen
score
Lampard's
goals.
record? Have you seen his record in his last like 18 games or something? It's like 2 draws or something like that, a win, and everything else is an L. Like literally everything else is just a loss. There's no harm done tying going out to Real Madrid though, is there? Like you don't matter how crap Real Madrid are, they always got some sort of chance to go through.
Do you know what? Yeah, it's mad for me. Because when I saw that starting lineup, I was like, what is going on with Chelsea? Because My boy went to the game and he messaged straight away. He's like, and me and Mo we were messaging like, you're playing a team that basically is admitting, okay, we're out. I'm just going to see who's really up for it. Who's going to give me 100%. Until the second half, when he saw he made them changes with Felix, and I was actually like, okay, they can actually score a goal. And you know what the funniest thing is? It'll be interesting to see if there's any. I didn't think, I just thought Chelsea couldn't put the ball in the net. And if they had a striker, they scored yesterday.
Yeah, and if they had a striker, their season would be different.
I think so as well. It's just like, what chance did I see yesterday that they could have scored yesterday?
Cucurella,
Cucurella could have scored an easy goal.
goal.
Kante could have 2 goals.
Yeah.
And there was
Conor
another
Gallagher
one.
had a shot.
Gallagher,
He was just,
Havertz.
Gallagher. Yeah, Havertz header. And then I can't really remember too many. I know Reece James put some delicious crosses as well in the back post for just somebody to tap in, anybody that was running there. And and it's like I hear it. Look, Charlie here says people can blame Lampard all you want, but when no one knows you can't finish, what can you do? I mean, you just don't
100%.
start with Conor Gallagher, though, do you? It doesn't really help your chances. He's garbage.
But the setup was right. Like they wanted to stay in the game, and they stayed in the game until the end. The setup, I mean, the setup in terms of formation stuff. Because they reached the goal, they defended all the first half. So just to give him credit, like to be at least he set up right. The lineup is wrong. That's I don't know. Like I'm not sure why he chose Gallagher. Maybe because he runs a lot. But to be honest, to have N'Golo Kante as your highest player on the pitch is completely
Why is he
wrong.
not doing the defensive work? Who was doing their defensive work? Am I missing a trick?
Yeah, that's just, like Frank Lampard thought that N'Golo Kante can be up there. It's okay.
I hear it. Like, and another question. I'm starting like before we move on as well. I'm starting to like question Enzo Fernandez, man. That 105 million price tag as well. Like he looks wicked, and everything, but it's just like he just looked lost in the game a little bit as well. Like he just didn't know what he was doing. Maybe it comes down to poor coaching.
Good point. I think with Enzo Fernandez, when you play Kovacic, Kante, and Enzo together, I feel like, when you watch Spurs and they've always said, oh, we need a creative midfielder, we need a number 10. I feel like Chelsea plays similar, where they've got midfielders like Kante, Kovacic, you can do like all right passing, some of them can ball carry, but there's no spark. So like Enzo Fernandez is trying to be that spark, but he's not really that player. And this is where they need to go in and get like a proper midfielder, where they normally play Mason Mount, but he's not the same this year. They need someone in that midfield that's going to be like a James Maddison, where you've got Enzo there and Kante, but who's going to play that final through ball? Who's going to get the goals? Who's going to get the assists? And this is where the Chelsea manager next season needs to find that out, because I actually don't think, if I look at Chelsea's midfield, right, forget Conor Gallagher, guys, he's not good enough. Kai Havertz can sometimes play 10, but I don't feel like they've got that player in their midfield right now that can take them into that sort of creative area. The Kovacic, Kante, Enzo, they're good, but when you need that extra spark to get you in the final third, that's what they're missing for me. They've got all the wingers in the world, but who's that player in midfield that's going to make the difference?
I didn't get João Felix either, Mo, man. Like, João Felix being dropped. I thought if you put João Felix where Gallagher was, and I know it's not going to make much difference in terms of goal scoring, but surely something a little bit better could have came out of that first half if he was there in that position in particular.
He wanted to control it defensively. Me and Ty were talking. He really was worried about defensively. He wanted the setup to be correct defensively. He wanted to stop that midfield, the Real Madrid midfield, from controlling it. And it worked. But the problem is it worked without scoring goals. Like it worked. Yes, you kept Real Madrid out. I think Real Madrid in the first half, they had an XG of point something, which is very low for that Real Madrid team. And so maybe he put João Felix, but again, João Felix, no output. João Felix is just good in the eye. One of the best people to watch. Oh, fantastic football player, but he has no output, to be honest. And it's just, it's unfortunate that this guy has all this talent and he wasn't coached to get output. Because it's coaching. He's 23.
Mo, as a player, is he too selfish? Because a lot of fans have been saying that he's very selfish in the terms of his decision making in the final third, which he hasn't actually. He's been selfish, but he still hasn't got the output. If he's selfish, you'd expect some sort of output. Is he too selfish? Because Atletico Madrid,
look at
yesterday. His decision making is a bit poor as well. Like yesterday, I think he was spoiled for choice. I think who was it? Was it Sterling on the left or something like that when he came on? Or was it somebody or Havertz on the left? And there was like another 2 options on the other side. And what does he do? He passes it straight into the Real Madrid player. I think who got back? Was it Valverde or something like, or Toni Kroos? I'm like, how are you letting Toni Kroos look good anymore? Like, honestly, Don't get me wrong. Tony Kroos is world class.
He is good.
He's good.
Yeah.
But Tony Kroos in transition is poor. He can't
Yeah, it's
keep
very
up.
slow. It's
Very
really
slow. Against Man City, Tony Kroos would get absolutely demolished. Just pass around him. All you gotta do, and he's just like, what's going on, man?
Do you know what? Yeah, let me ask you a question. Based off right now, new manager coming into Chelsea, knowing he's gonna have not loads of money to spend because they spent some, but they're gonna get an attacker. Will you sign Yao Felix
No.
at the end of the season?
No.
expensive.
No, expensive.
I agree with you. You know, I think they go and get a proper number 9 and don't sign him. I agree.
Do you know what the problem with João Felix is? No coaching. Move too early to Benfica. And move too early from Benfica to Atletico Madrid. And Atletico Madrid was already an established team that play a certain style of football that didn't match him. So he wasn't, and it just didn't work. He moved when he was 19 for a price tag of 125 million. That's a lot of money for a 19 years old. That's a lot of money for that guy. And he wasn't coached properly.
Wait, one sec. Can I announce something? Jack Napier, why have you got a Marcus Rashford FC account? There's only one person that says plastics. There's only one person that only has one capital letter typically in their name, and typically capital letters in literally saying, relax, bro. I know it's you. Stop moving stupid, man. Jeez. Get a life. Anyways.
What is he saying? Plastic.
I don't know. He's just getting on to City fans, pretending to be a Man United in Man United colours.
It's all right. As long as he's respectful, let them get
I
at it.
I know, but it's just like, why? I mean, it's not towards us. You can do whatever you want in a chat, innit?
I know why. Jack Napier. I know why. Because he doesn't want to come as a gooner again. Because people are gonna
clock who he is.
Exactly. He's scared to log in from his original account because everybody knows that he's an Arsenal fan. You're hiding, Jack. We know that you're hiding.
Oh,
show up, show your face.
10 accounts, Mitchell. I'm not joking. I won't ban them, yeah. Don't get me wrong, but there's about 15 accounts.
Yeah, it's jokes, isn't it?
Look at Martin. Look at the Arsenal fans in our
next level trolling.
What have we got, by the way? What have we got? So we got 10 players. We're going to be just talking about and rating their season out of 10.
We're gonna put them where they belong in the flop.
Let's put them under the spotlight. Yeah, man.
So
let's do this.
It's going to be obviously some people are going to agree and some people are not going to agree, right? So should I put it up now? Pause.
Yeah, don't take offense, people. Some people take it so personal. It's just footballing opinions. You can disagree. It's cool. We don't mind. Mind.
So the first one I've done at number 10, or that we agreed, me and Mo last night anyways, was actually Anthony. And I know he's picked up some form, but price tag's way heavy. And price tags
let's not say number 10. Let's say the next player, would you go above him or below him? So Ty doesn't know the players that are coming, or you know some of them.
No,
so let's say exactly. So I'm gonna just the next player, for example, Sterling. Would you put Sterling above him on the list?
Okay, let's do like that then. Let's randomize it. Let's randomize it then. Cool. Anthony for me is in the list. I think he's in most people's list. Just because I'm a United fan, obviously I can't just deny it. He's had a slow start.
95 million euros. I would expect you to get better output. I would expect you to gel quicker. I would expect you to have more impact other than just keeping the ball and doing the basics that a good footballer at Man United should be able to do. A winger. I would expect more. I wouldn't call him a flop. I would call him that this is not a successful season for Anthony. I wouldn't call it a successful season. I would expect better from someone with that price tag, that was a superstar at Ajax, that had the spotlight on him at Ajax, and came to man at 95 million euros. Is a lot of money for a winger. He should do better.
Yeah, 80 million pounds is no good. Obviously, people don't want a conversion rate. Because man, like his output at Ajax weren't even great anyways. And I know he's gonna play tomorrow, and I know he's on form currently. And to be fair, some of these players could probably budge out the list if they are to go on some form. But currently, as it stands, I'm sorry, but Anthony currently is in the 10 worst signings of the summer, or actually of the season, should I say, so far.
Yeah, it's so hard because obviously there's been we'll go through the list, which I don't know. Obviously, there's been signings that have not worked out. But if I'm judging Anthony, he hasn't been that great this season. Obviously, we talk about he signed him in August, and we're only talking now in April that he's starting to show signs of why Ten Hag signed him, or he's starting to be a bit more consistent in performances, or we're already talking about next season. So when you think about the August, September, October, November, December, and all the way up to now, he's not been good enough. If he was that good in terms of the season, we would have been mentioning this a long time ago. So the fact that, we're only talking about him now starting to deliver or look better in a Ten Hag system, it's April now. The season's basically done. So for me, I couldn't rate him more than a 5 out of 10. No way. But I feel like with him, he's not the same player as Grealish, right? But when you sign Grealish, you're thinking of output as well, but also what he's like as a player. I do feel like with Antony, more so than maybe some of the other players on the list, I will back him to get better. And I'm hoping that in 12 months' time from now, we're not talking about Antony in this light, because if we are, there's a problem, Cass. Like that's what I'll think. But I'm starting to see signs of why I think he'll grow next year. But so far this year, he's not been great. And you know what? It's a little thing that's gone under the radar. And Mo will probably caught this as well. He's actually picked up a few muscular injuries this year. He's actually missed a few games, It goes under the radar, but he's had like knocks and stuff. And it's like, I hope he's not going to be one of them players that like picks up knocks every year, misses a few games. But
you know what the maddest part is for me? Antony, what is that? Antony's stats, right there. 10
These
goals,
are Antony's stats, right? So
he played. What's the minutes? Is that how many minutes he started as a starter?
That's totally in all he played one game, 2 games in the Eredivisie, so you gotta count that.
No, I'm talking about the Premier League.
Premier League.
How has he only
He
played
played
1,387
minutes. And that's how much he played. He scored 4 goals and assisted 1. So he played 18 games only in the Premier League, which is very sad. I thought he played
That's
more.
what I'm saying. If you think about that, Mo, is the injuries and little things he's had. He's not played more. He's not even played hard. Well,
he's making a goal contribution every 275 minutes.
That's less than expected, to be honest. Yeah,
he needs to get that down, to be fair, especially with the way it's going on.
That's more than 3 games, Cass, right? That's more than 3 games.
Yeah, basically.
So that's too low.
But he was never known to be a goal scoring winger. But if you're not going to be a goal scoring winger, then at least be an assistant winger, right?
Yeah, at least. So that's one thing. So for me, Antony, he is on the list. So let's see who is next. The player that is next, and what is next? Oh, here we go.
I mean, it's like for like, correct? You can't be a striker and get put into left wing and tell me you haven't been a flop of a season. Like, well, one of the worst signs of the
Gakpo's coming in January and actually took his spot and now starts as number 9. That's another thing. People think Gakpo's just like starting because they're playing okay at the moment. When you actually look at Gakpo, right, his hold-up play is actually better than a lot of people think. His link-up play is better than a lot of people think. So in terms of what you're looking for in terms of a Klopp profile, let's be real. Firmino was never a real bagsman, but he would get other people involved. He would retain the ball better. He can drop in the pockets. Gakpo does more of that than what Darwin Núñez does. So I'm actually more worried for Darwin Núñez next season than I would be Antony, because I know Antony's going to play on the right and he's going to get better. Darwin Núñez is actually not a left winger. We've got Luis Diaz we're talking about, who's actually more of a better left winger than he is. And he's coming back into the side. Next season, he will be there. We saw how fresh he is and what he brings to Liverpool. So Darwin Núñez could be in a position where he's not even a starter for Liverpool next year. It's Luis Diaz, Cody Gakpo, and Mohamed Salah is their main front 3. And they signed him for, what, 75 million? It doesn't mean that he's not going to get games. I get it, guys. He will get games. But in terms of a main number 9, I think Gakpo's already shown in 3 months that he's more suited to that system than what he is.
But you know what it is as well? What includes into this list is performances plus price tag. And I think age as well can come into a bit of something.
They're the same age, aren't they?
Pretty much, man. And I
think Gakpo the same age. And Gakpo half the price nearly.
Yeah. It's only for this season. But look, again, Núñez could prove from now to the end of the season, especially if he gets some European football. Imagine he's the sole reason. He won't be in this list no more. That's the way I look at it.
Here you go. That's the stat for Núñez. He has a goal every 166 minutes in the Premier League. He scored 4 in the Champions League, which is not bad. Had 3 assists. I don't think that's not a bad.
It's not even a bad output. But you go select the games that he has scored in this season. It's all games that are either dead and buried. Man United, Leeds, dead and buried games. Do you get what I mean? The start of the season was all right against Fulham.
He scored the last goal against Leeds. Yeah.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like when games are already done, that's when Núñez comes and scores. But sometimes there are a couple games where he has scored. Arsenal game, he scored. Fulham game, he scored. But is that good enough to warrant your.
He missed a lot of big chances.
That's what I'm saying, man. You can't deny things like this. But I do think
Yeah.
Nunes will become good. And the thing is, this ain't any slander
So
on
what,
the player.
Cass, if I ask to ask you then, do you think next year you see Gakpo as more than number 9 for Liverpool or Nunes?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't rate Gakpo. I just do not rate this guy whatsoever.
Have you not seen the little improvements in his game recently?
He's a better footballer than Nunes.
Yeah, he's a better footballer. But if I'm going to tell me who's going to put the more goals in the back of the net for me, I think you get him a stable midfield.
But that's not what I'm asking you. Firmino don't put the ball lows in the back of the net. Who starts?
Sorry,
do you think next year though?
No, I think Nunes.
For Jurgen Klopp,
Nunes is So Nunes for me, Nunes's movement is seriously good. It's he can show he can put the ball in the back of the net, and I know he needs a lot of chances at times. But imagine a Luis Diaz, Nunes, Mo Salah front three. That is pacey. That's pacey, bro. With a good midfield behind him, transition is going to be mental. But I think Gakpo would be good off the bench.
Gakpo in there with Diaz and Salah making them runs and being effective in the final third. Like Mo saying, as a Klopp system, which is what we're seeing at the moment, I think Gakpo suits it. But I'm not saying he's better striker than Nunes, but as a manager who's going to be here next year, I just think Gakpo shown stuff in the last month that I'm like,
I think Jota's better than both of them. I'm going to be honest.
Let me ask you something.
Yeah,
because,
what do you think? Here,
Daniel Sinas here is saying, he's saying Oli Watkins or Darwin Nunes as a number 9.
I'm taking Watkins, bro.
Watkins. His eyes in his face. He's looking the other way. He's like,
I love when Castor's looking away from you like
Watkins.
I don't know. I clocked that. You know what? I love that with Cass. You know, when you ask him like pressure, he loves looking. He does the little look around, and I love it. I love that.
But I got to admit though, like Watkins has played in the Premier League for longer. And Watkins, I've seen his garbage patches as well.
Yeah,
man.
I was gonna say he has his
moments.
Yeah, he's not clinical.
Really. Let me tell you something very, very important. I heard yesterday from Nadim Munua. He said that I think he spoke to Watkins, and Watkins said that now Watkins is saying that because he doesn't have to run so many channels because his midfielders are holding the ball enough, he's moving to the right places now. He said, I had to run so many channels and be in the wrong positions to be an outlet for my defenders who were always under pressure. And that affected my output and affected my game. So he's saying now, because you have a good midfielder, he's picking all the right positions. That's why he can't stop scoring now. He's always in the right place. So that affects how the forward is playing. And I think Cody Gakpo, if they get a better midfield, he was good. Against that game that they played against Man City, he was the only one that showed life. You remember that? He's the only one that showed in transition, by the way, because he can hold the ball, he can dribble, he's quick, he has a big body. So I think this is very, very important for them in transition. Someone who can hold the ball and carry it. Darwin Nunes cannot carry the ball. We know that. He cannot dribble with the ball. He's only someone who will run after the ball. You just play long balls and he will run after it. And they have Luis Diaz and Salah to do this job. So for me, I would pick Gakpo next year.
Okay, and then Mo, to ask you a question, and on top of that, who's had a worse season, Nunes or Anthony?
Anthony had a worse season.
Yeah, I think
Nunes,
so.
I would put Nunes, and so for now, guys, we put Nunes below Anthony in the list. So as of now, Nunes is below. Temp. No, it's the other way.
No, it's the other way around.
Okay, so Anthony's first at the moment, and Nunes is second. Okay.
Basically.
Okay.
Amrit said this is more than good for first season. Salty with a question mark. And
I agreed with you a little bit here.
And then Amrit also said, guys, leave that for Klopp to worry. They ain't flop.
Don't worry, we will. We will.
Well,
Pick up for the
are we allowed to talk about it or not, my friend? Are we even allowed to talk about it? Can you give us a chance? We're not coaching Liverpool, but let us talk about it, guys. Hit that like button. Let's get to 100 likes, please, if you can. That would help us a lot. So please hit that like button for us.
Yeah,
please.
100%. Next on the list, we have man like Paqueta.
I have no idea.
He's such a weird one. Do you know what? I'm just going to put it out there. Lucas Paqueta, as a player, is a technically good footballer, right? But look who's managing him. You've got a flary type of midfielder who likes a bit of trickery and stuff like that, with basically a sandwich with no butter, with no filling. David Moyes. I'm sorry, you can't put David Moyes managing a player like Paqueta. And it's the same with Saïd Benrahma. Saïd Benrahma is a very good technical footballer, and I like him. But you're playing under David Moyes. David Moyes will never get the best out of these type of players. This is why he likes workhorses. He likes people that are just going to run. They're going to work hard. Him and Sean Dyche, a bit similar. So for me, I don't think Paqueta's had the best season at all as a first signing, but I think that he needs a new manager. If he's under David Moyes for the next 3 years, he's never going to have a good season. And that's how I see it on Lucas Paqueta.
I don't need to show you the stats. He had 2 goals and 2 assists in 21 games. So I don't need to show you the stats.
I agree. Amrit also says he is 5 goals away from 20. Is he 20 for the year? I think is he in the list? I mean, look, man, I think expectations come with a lot of things as well. Like you come for that. What is he like? £65 million, something like that, rising to 80 in add-ons, all that garbage, yada yada yada. Like there was a lot of hype around him. Like, let's be honest, stats are there, can be kind of there, but at the same time, I see performances. We have eyes. Everyone has eyes, not just. I know you might be a Liverpool fan now, but everyone has eyes, bro. Like it's not unknown to see that.
If Liverpool fans are happy with this level, your standards went down significantly, guys.
But this is what Amrit is not. Amrit, what you're not understanding is this doesn't mean he's a flop, though. This doesn't mean you're a flop because you're a bad signing. Remember Luka Modric got worst player of the season in the La Liga. Didn't mean he was a flop. He was just the worst signing of the season. Who else is there as well? I big up Whiskey, by the way, becoming a member. That's massive. Love to see that, man. And Whiskey, if you do want to become part of the panel on Sundays, we do call-in shows with members and obviously non-members, but members get priority. So big up yourself, man. I appreciate it a lot. Yeah, everyone that is here, with 15 likes away from 100, can we quickly get them for the half-hour mark?
Come on, man. Accelerate that. Get them likes in,
man. Let's go, man. Let's get that cracking as well. I don't think... Look, Lucas Paqueta, we could just move on from him anyways. I'm putting this guy in.
So where does he go? Where does he go?
I can't lie. So I think Lucas Paqueta...
ahead of them.
Wait, he's been worse than both of them.
Yeah, of course. So he would go ahead of them.
He's going ahead. We're talking West Ham in the relegation battle last week. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, number one. So, I'll put Princess Diana. He's got to be in here. Wow. Honestly.
Do you know what, Cass? I actually forget he went there. That's how bad he's been.
And he went in January. That's what makes it worse. Yeah. Like, as in January, and yet he's done nothing.
If anything, he's made St. Maximum up his levels, and he's been better.
And this is what you call a flop so far. This is actually a massive flop at the moment because you think in a transition team, a team that needs a winger or something like that could probably help. Overhyped, another English youngster, if he's even young anymore, another overhyped player. Didn't really rate him at Everton. It reminds me of who's the other player? There's Anthony Gordon. There's another player it reminds me of like Harvey Barnes, but at least Harvey Barnes got a finishing touch.
I think actually Everton got a good deal. Selling him for
Harvey Barnes have double digits goals, bro.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Respect him, Harvey Barnes.
Yeah, Harvey Barnes is clearly better with Gordon. But do you know what the maddest thing is with Gordon? You know what Gordon's biggest thing is? Him coming on against Brentford and getting subbed off. That's the most noise we've heard about Gordon since he signed.
I swear there was like 30 seconds left.
No, there was 10 seconds left.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, let me tell you the difference. Go ahead. I wanted to say something about Gordon. He's exactly like Conor Gallagher. So he's good. He looked good at Everton because Everton were atrocious. And Conor Gallagher, Crystal Palace were not great. And Conor Gallagher looks great. But when you go to a team that is already performing, it shows your level. Can you up your level to that team's level? Like Almiron, like Joao Linton and Willock. These guys are playing football. You come into this team and you can't even play good football with them. That shows that you really you're a high player in a small team, not a small team, like a team that is not performing like Everton. They wasted 50 million on this guy.
Do you think, though, play devil's advocate, right? Because I agree with you that Gordon's been a flop this year, 100%. We're talking on this season. But because how Newcastle have been, right, and we're talking not just this year, when Newcastle got the takeover and stuff, when you look about January last year, I think it was, at the end of that season last year, they were like third in the table for the run they had between then and the end of the season. They've then transformed that season into this season, and they've been consistent. They're in the top 4 now. Eddie Howe's had time to work with them, same players. They didn't buy a lot, and you know they've improved, like you said, Joe Linton, the Almirons. They've actually come out their shell more now. With Gordon coming into a team that was doing so well, and that the players know the drill so well, is it give him a bit of time to maybe adjust to that? Or do you think, no, because they're playing so well, you should just come in and you can play well because the rest are? Like, I'm not trying to play devil's advocate in terms of defending him because he's been poor. But do you think these players have had enough time now? They really know the way, Eddie Howe plays, high energy, the volume, and Gordon hasn't had time to sort of adjust into
How much
that.
was he, by the way?
45
50.
million?
45, 50 minutes.
Yeah, so yeah.
It
Like,
stinks,
that's
man.
only my defending of him. If Newcastle were poor this year and he signed, he might look better because he's probably going to get more game times than that. But when you're coming into a team that's flying,
I
it's
just
so
don't.
hard.
Why would you not go and get James Maddison in January for like probably just as much?
He was
Sorted a
injured.
lot more issues
He was
out.
injured. He was injured, and they were scared to get him, and he would stay
Go
injured.
get Elanga on loan or something. I don't know.
Okay,
Same thing.
Elanga.
Do you
Same
think he
thing,
ever
man.
works out at Newcastle, Gordon?
Yes.
Depends if
This is what I
don't-
mean, Mo.
not
Exactly.
until
So you're saying
they
he does,
change the
so that
style of
means
play.
coaching
I think
and
Gordon
time.
needs to be
But,
that player that
Cass,
doesn't track back as much.
but he will always be a bench player in Newcastle because Newcastle are moving forward, and this guy is not good enough to start in the top 16.
So where are we putting Gordon in the flops out? Paquette and everyone. Is he number 1, 2, 3? Like, what are we saying? I'm saying
He
right now.
is below
saying he's one.
Paqueta.
Huh?
So now Paqueta. Oh yeah, no. He's above Paqueta, yeah. But because
you-
Paqueta had a whole season, I'm sorry, I'll put Paqueta.
Yeah,
Gordon.
but let's just judge his time at Everton as well then. Considering, even with his stats.
That's
He
true.
wasn't
He's
bad
been
at
poor.
Everton.
He's been poor. Overall, he's been poor, like very poor. He's at the top for me.
I
He's
think
at the,
yeah,
I think he's at the top.
Season
He's number 1
and
for
then
me.
moving. Yeah, he's actually.
So for me, right now, he
Okay.
goes for me, anyways, Mo. I think it's so far the worst signs of the season is so far it's Gordon, Paqueta, Anthony, then Nunes. And they're going to keep building off there. I think so. Anyways,
Yeah.
Next one, Basuma. Price tag is very cheap, but boy, this guy hasn't put in one good performance.
And he hasn't played enough.
He hasn't played, and he's been injured. Yeah, do you know what? We can keep it short on him. We're gonna have to just see what he does next season. He's out now for the rest of the season or whatever it is. He's not really played enough. And when he has played, there was a couple of games where he played well in a 3-man midfield. Then Conte didn't want to stick with it. So
It's not his fault.
He needs
No,
a
it's
new
not
manager.
Basuma's
No,
fault.
we're
It's not Basuma's fault.
We're wrong. He played 20 games, 800 minutes. That means he was available for 20 games, and he wasn't picked for 20 games.
He's
That
been
means he was.
stinky. He hasn't
he's not
even looked
good
better
enough.
than
So
Bentancur,
hard
and
to
he hasn't
judge
looked better
him,
than Højbjerg. He hasn't actually even looked better than Ollie Skip.
Pablo keeps saying, isn't that
Bentancur's their best midfielder?
Pablo? You keep saying, isn't that
Where's the
Conte's
Chelsea
fault?
section?
Though?
You wait.
Why it's Conte's fault? I don't get it. Like
I'm
if he chose Oliver Skip ahead of him, that showed you what this guy's doing in the training session.
I just think
I mean,
he's
this guy's
wrong,
not.
Come
wrong,
on, Mo.
wrong
You know
manager.
football enough. Some managers just have their ways. It doesn't mean he's a bad
Yeah, but
player.
he wanted Antonio Conte wanted this guy. He would.
Yeah,
He's
but
not
yeah.
stupid.
Yeah,
Like Antonio Conte
true.
wanted this player. So if
Did he?
he's putting the
Did he want him?
like-
Did he want
Oh,
him?
yes.
He didn't want Jed Spence.
No, but he wanted Bissouma. He was so happy and he praised him and he said, "I wanted a defensive midfielder and Bissouma is one of the best guys in the Premier League." He tried to play him and he called him out 2-3 times. No, this guy had, as Cass said, stinky performances until he got dropped, and he's not great. He's terrible. I think this is one of a wasted talent that went to the Spurs team, and I don't know why he's terrible. I don't because he was great at Brighton.
He's not a crap player or whatsoever. I think he's been playing probably in the wrong position. I like him as just a DM where he's put Højbjerg as a DM and not Basuma as the DM. I don't get that.
feel like he is a DM.
But I think he might be better in a 2-man midfield potentially. It's hard to say with Basuma. Look, price tag very well, very sick. Tottenham itself are actually still in 5th place. Do you know what I mean? It's not like they've had dire moments, but he's not ever been a standout figure.
Yeah.
Whatsoever. So for me right now, it doesn't mean he's a flop. Remember, these lists of players don't mean they're flops.
He's got to go above Anthony and Nunes. He's got to go above Anthony and Nunes, definitely.
He's gonna go above everybody, in my opinion.
Yeah,
number 1.
Of course.
Basuma has I don't.
Of course, you play 20 games. You
I'll put him on the
20 games.
bro.
At least Paqueta get a starting position. At least Paqueta.
Yeah, but
No,
I'll put
Basuma number 2.
maybe.
I think Gordon's number 1, and then Basuma's number 2. Because Gordon's actually played a lot of games as well, and he's been poor. And then he's gone to a Newcastle team where he's actually had a few chances as well, and he's been even more poor than what Basuma was when he was playing for Spurs. So I'm putting him
People
second.
want to
I think
defend
Gordon's number one.
Bissouma for some reason because it's Spurs.
I
I'm
think it's
telling
two.
you,
I think he's two. I would say
so
two.
Yeah,
Gordon
two.
one and
For me,
Bissouma's
Gordon's
two.
still one because Gordon hasn't shown me an inch of anything.
Yeah, we've got to
Pause,
go with
man.
majority.
Pause. I massive
Oh,
pause. Big pause.
the
Big
What did you
hate
pause.
for
say?
the
What did you say?
English
What did you
players.
say?
I don't worry. That was mad. That was.
Oh, damn.
Oh my god, that was bad. AMT says, I big up AMT says best signing is not even a player, it's a manager. Emery, look at Aston Villa now. Amazing. That
we
is
can
very
do
true.
actually we can do a show on manager of the season and rank
No,
them.
yeah, that'll be late. I think you gotta do that at the end though.
Towards the end of the season.
We
I
have to do it towards
actually
the end.
don't think so because the title.
I guarantee you
and-
do, Mo, because if you done it today and then Ten Hag lost both games this weekend, then you'll see a different energy.
But let
to
me
him.
tell you why they do the player of the season before the end of the season in most leagues, because they don't want to get influenced by the results at the end of the season. They don't want to get influenced by who won the league, who made top 4. They
Fairs.
want to just see the performance. But anyway, three likes over 100, guys. Let's get that. Are we in 100 likes yet?
One more. Yeah, man. I don't even know. Wait, who's next on the list? I'm surprised there's no chat. Ah, there we go. Here's one. Here it is.
No.
Cinderella.
It's so hard with Cucurella, man. Like, I'm not even trying. You know what? He's just
60
not been
million.
good this year. He's not been good this year in terms of his level of Brighton. He's played in the back 4. He's played in the back 3. He's played centre back as well. Like, we can't give him excuses in terms of he hasn't played enough. He's definitely played enough, and he's played in enough positions to show that his level is being at Chelsea. But this year, he's been poor.
Smells
Nothing of what
smelly.
Cucurella. It's been poor. And you know what?
Smelly.
Last night he had a big chance against Real Madrid. Could have sort of like
I thought
had
he
it.
played
You know
alright
what it is,
yesterday.
Cass? You know when players have. You know when Anthony signed for us and he played against Arsenal. He weren't good, but he scored against Arsenal. You have your moment where you kind of release yourself to the fans, and no matter what, it's like, right, okay, you've got your energy off you. He hasn't even had his moment where he's got like that energy off him yet. He could have scored last night, changed your tie, and everyone's like, right, Cucurella, now you can kick on. He didn't score last night, and then obviously he had his house robbed as well. It's literally been disastrous for him, man.
Yeah, 100%. I have to agree. Look, I think he looks better when he's a left centre back in the back 4 or in the back 3. Left back don't look great. Can't really say where he's actually had a good performance whatsoever. I can't think of
really
one.
Think of many good games, yeah. And he had
Yeah.
and you know what as well? Do you know what? The icing on the cake, which is even worse for Cucurella, is they had the manager brought in who they signed him from, and he couldn't even get him going yet.
Yeah, that's very true.
Very important point. You have the same coach as last year trying to play the same football, and you can't even get going. This is, I don't know. I never liked the guy. I like.
I did.
I never liked the guy as the guy. Like, I thought he would be a completely different player. But from the first game or 2 games, I thought, okay, hold on. You're not playing the same football as you were in even the first 10 games. You know, you give players chances. I thought this guy would come in and change that left center back for Chelsea. He would make it his and be a backup for Chilwell. But it's a completely massive drop from Chilwell to this guy, which is surprising because I was surprised because he was great at Brighton. He was really good. A talk of the season last year at Brighton. And Chelsea paid premium for this guy. How much they paid for him? I think 55
like
60 million.
Yeah.
62 million or 61 million, something like that. This guy easily tops the list.
Oh my god, 65 million euros. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money. Does he?
Yes, for me, he tops the list.
No, put Gordon ahead of him and Bissouma ahead of him.
I do put Gordon and Bissouma ahead of him because at least he's been
featuring for the team.
Doesn't mean he's not been bad because he's still been very bad. I just don't put him above Gordon and Bissouma.
No, I'll put Gordon.
Chelsea are 30. You know what? Nah, they.
But you know what?
11th.
I put him above Paqueta because at least West Ham are still in the semi-finals potentially of Europe.
Nah, he's got to be.
Yeah. So for me now, it's you guys said Gordon, Bissouma, Cucurella, Paqueta.
Yep.
And then Anthony,
Nunes,
and then Nunes.
And then Anthony.
Anthony and then Nunes.
You agree with that?
Don't flip it.
I thought you put Anthony last.
No, Nunes is last. Nunes is
last. Okay.
Because of his numbers.
Okay.
Because
wait,
of
you're
his
telling
numbers.
me Cucurella's had a better season than Bissouma? Paqueta,
Yes,
I think he said.
100%.
No,
Cucurella had a
no.
better season than
It
Bissouma.
was just Basuma and Gordon. He's had a better season than he's third.
Yeah,
in the
of
list
course.
at the moment.
I think
Yeah.
he has a better. He's featuring regularly, and the whole team is atrocious. But like,
okay.
I can pick like 10 Chelsea players that are terrible.
Yeah, there's not all of them get on this because of I think age was a big factor and price. Like Koulibaly's not on he's not on this list. It'll be very close to this list, but he's not on this list.
His price tag is not as high. Koulibaly
Yeah, it was like
£30
something like it was like 32, and he's like
29
31.
Yeah, no, like £30 million is not a lot.
Oh, this one.
Ed, we haven't finished. Relax,
Guys, there is 10 players coming your
Karma.
way. We only finished 5, right? We just did
Exactly.
5.
Just make sure you keep hitting the like button. That's what you guys.
I
make
think
sure you do that.
Calvin Phillips, I think this is one that most City fans, if not all City fans, even including Daps, can agree that this guy's been awful. Like even in cameos, even in such a good team like City, just hasn't gelled. It just hasn't worked out at the moment. He came in for what, 42, 45 million as well.
Yeah.
So similar price tags to most people on this list as well. Yeah, man.
You know what? It's not worked for him. And you know what? Rodri's going to play a majority of the games anyway. So I don't even see it working too much next season. I just feel like Rodri's his guy. And Calvin Phillips went there. And
injury prone
as well. I just think it was a silly move because you know what? I actually like Calvin Phillips. I actually think I remember me and Cass were doing loads of shows saying that we preferred him over Rice for England, and he actually was proving that he was better than Rice in terms of that England formation in the Euros and stuff. But he's just gone to City and he's not kicked on. And I think the best thing for him is just to move if it doesn't work for him by January. Like, because he's still got a career. He's 26. He's still got like a future ahead of him.
Who take him?
Like, do you know what? He could be a Declan. Do you think he could be a Declan Rice at West Ham?
Yeah,
not a bad shout. Not a bad shout.
He could be.
But let me ask you something. How can we judge a player that played 100 minutes?
No, because his ability's there. We can't judge the ability. His availability's been poor. But then when he's played, obviously...
No, by the way, he's available. He wasn't injured all the time. He wasn't injured all the time.
He was available, but not getting picked. And then don't forget,
yes,
he played in the game when they got beat by Southampton in the Carabao Cup, didn't he?
Yeah,
so
that was one.
He didn't really give himself any...
If you're not getting into a lineup, if you've been given a couple chances to prove yourself, and you've been one of the worst players on the pitch...
So let me ask the fans,
and you've been injured, and you've been injury prone. Yeah. He's up there for me. The Basumas, and he costs more than Basuma.
Guys in the chat, City fans, do you consider Calvin Phillips a flop in the season? Yes or no? Just a yes or no, City fans. Do you consider him a flop?
What's the lineup, by the way? Anyone got a lineup for the Man City?
It's the same lineup as last week.
Same lineup and Bayern as well.
Yeah, he's not gonna, as long as they're available, he's not gonna change that lineup until the end of the season.
Maybe
Mahrez for Bernardo in the lead.
Do you know what? I look at Basuma and Calvin Phillips, and I just think with them, they've been poor, of course, in terms of the money spent and the feedback you've got from it. But I think with both of them compared to others, they deserve that second season chance because there's a player in there. It's just whether they're gonna showcase that, or if with Calvin Phillips, for example, get the chance. I think Basuma gets the chance. I don't know if Calvin Phillips does, but there's a player in there. So yeah, let's see what happens the second season.
I'm putting him in the top. For me, he's top of the list.
Top of the list.
I think he's top of the list for me.
I don't need to vote then because that's two votes already.
It's like, because as you said, Ty, he's available and not picked. It's even worse than Gordon. At least Gordon gets picked sometimes.
Yeah, because his cameos were stinky. Like they were more than stinky as well. Like I'm talking dreadful. Awful.
Guys, I want to clear something for the people in the chat. These players might be superstars next year. Darwin Núñez might score 25 goals next year. We're talking about this year, guys. It's just this year.
Yeah, Betrays is quite right. Like it's too early to decide. City players take a year always. He's not even had that. He's not going to get. He's not going to get opportunity anyway.
Because Rodri's just a main set. Rodri's what?
It's a bad signing,
27, 26.
Rodri's not 35. He's like 26, 27. He's in his prime.
Well, where would you going to put him in the list then, Ty? Would you say what would be more fair? So he's above Basuma for me.
The Gordon, Basuma.
You got to think of price tag.
I actually think he's right. So Phillips' ability is obviously very good, and we're not. That's what we're like Mo saying. But forget that. In terms of this season right now, he's number 2 for me. He's under Gordon.
I'll put him above Gordon.
But, okay, see there you go. So
I can't lie. I'm on the Newcastle slander way. I'm going to put him second then.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Ed said send it super chat to Fat Boy Phillips to get Morley's. Oh my god, you're ruthless, Ed. I don't know, man.
We got Mitchell.
No,
So
I
I can
think
put it second if you guys want to put it second. I don't care.
second or
it
first, it
doesn't
don't make a
matter.
difference for me. It don't make a difference for me. I
Nice.
big up Anwar in the building as well. No,
Okay,
he's
can I
not
quickly
below.
ask
He's
you
not.
two something? Just quickly, sorry, Cass, quickly, just you two,
Well,
yeah?
Ethan saying how is he below Basuma? No. Like it goes from first to
Yeah,
10, like meaning he's above Basuma.
yeah. So
That's
he's
what it
been
means.
worse. Like Gordon's the worst. Second is Phillips. Just quickly,
Yeah.
to you two, yeah. Who has, because of the season they've had, which is similar, Basuma, Phillips. This time next year, who has a better season for you two?
Basuma.
Bissouma, because Phillips
Yeah,
is never going to
same.
play, and
Yeah,
every time Rodri is available, Calvin Phillips is not going to play. So
yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Next on the list is Raheem Sterling. Top my
Oi,
list already, bro.
he's
Top
been
my top. I tops my list
bad.
already.
I
This guy's
said this,
been.
right? You know what? I'm actually going to
Mo's
start
been
this
on
one.
his case for bare long,
Bro,
bare long.
Mo, and this is so far. I was just gonna come to it. Mo, me and you did a stream on this before the season. And what did I say to you? I said that with Sterling, despite all his numbers, despite his positioning, despite him arriving late in the back post, he's very good at what he does. He's got an IQ to find space. And I respect that. And what Pep done is got the best out of him. He knew how to use him. I said to you, Mo, yeah, and you'll remember this. When Chelsea signed him as the main signing for 50 million, I said he would not deal with the pressure of being the main man because he doesn't create loads of chance himself. He doesn't score loads of goals by himself. He's normally on the end of things. Bernardo, Gundogan, De Bruyne, they play it to the back post and stuff like that. He gets on the end of things. With Sterling coming into Chelsea to try and be the main man to create, to score, to take him to the next level, he's never had that pressure before. And I said, this is not the role that he wants. You sign him when you've got a main number 9, you've got a squad there, and he just chips in. And I knew this was going to happen at Chelsea. I'm not surprised one bit. And fair play to Sterling. He's had a great career at City, but going to Chelsea, I just knew that this was not going to work. And it won't work until they get a proper number 9, a proper coach, and he's just a cherry on the bakewell. Simple.
I think Raheem Sterling is the most overachiever in English history ever. You'll never have. I don't think Raheem Sterling has abilities. I don't think he's good enough to be like that high. However, Pep Guardiola and the system made this guy a superstar.
Yep.
It's as simple as that.
If
this guy stayed at Liverpool, he would not be half the player he is now. I think he's. I don't think anybody rates Raheem Sterling apart from his output because he scores a lot of goals, it's a great thing, right? But you play in a Pep system that helps you score a lot of goals.
Yes, it does.
He was never a superstar. He was never catching my eye playing football. Always misses big chances here and there, but he won leagues with Man City.
He's won a lot.
Got them over the line
and stuff like that. And I get it.
And scored a lot of goals.
Mo, do you know what? We're judging him as an individual right now in this season, and that's the difference. Not what he's won, not what he's done in a team. Raheem Sterling.
What is his stats this season? Is he on anything?
Yeah. He played 22 games.
Bro, has he got more than 3 league goals?
4 and assisted 2.
Wait.
That's garbage.
So
the reason why I'm saying that's garbage, the way I'm seeing that's garbage, the expectation with this guy going to Chelsea is that he might take them over the line to win the league. We were saying this guy is going to be their goal scorer. This guy is going to be their superstar. Is going to be the leader up front. And he disappointed. Really disappointed this year.
But Mo, this is the thing. Why did people think that he was going to be that guy when he's not that guy? I don't get it.
Because it's the same as, which is going to sound very, very harsh.
You're going to say Aubameyang, aren't you?
I'm going to say Salah. For me, Salah is great and everything for Liverpool. He has been absolutely fantastic and phenomenal. Same as Shevchenko for AC Milan, who went to Chelsea and stunk that place. Fernando Torres. Some players just don't work. You see, Mo Salah's abilities are like Mahrez is a better footballer for me than Mo Salah. However, Mo Salah has moments, big moments. I'm not sure if Mo Salah went to Real Madrid, for example, he chose like 2 years ago, he would have had the same numbers as Liverpool. He would have done the same output. Raheem Sterling should have accepted the contract at Man City. But Raheem Sterling signed a 5-year contract with 350k a week, guys. Good for him.
Yeah.
Is he top of the list, yeah?
I might have to put him top of my list.
He's top of my list at the moment.
Yeah, let's go. He's top.
I hear someone that might even top the list even completely again. What do you even say? What do you even say? £100 million player.
Oh my God!
Same
Arsenal
respect.
dodged the bullet.
Same respect with Gordon. You know, he played less. He came in January. All sorts, yada yada yada. I ain't
I'm
seen
gonna,
anything other
I'm
than
gonna
that
give it.
Liverpool game.
I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna give him time.
Yeah, of course you have to give him
Fine,
time. You
fine,
got no
yeah,
choice,
of
of course.
course.
But in terms of a signing so far, bro,
That's
man
true.
can barely get any games. You're
Yeah.
a £100 million player on. I think he's definitely worth
His
than Sterling.
debut, you know what? It's mad. His debut for 20 minutes at Anfield, I was like, yeah, do you know what this guy's gonna be? Everyone was, I remember in group chats, everyone was like, this guy's gonna be a Prem
He's gonna
baller,
score
brother.
bags. He's gonna score
then
bags. He's gonna.
Yeah, and then since then, he's done nothing of the like.
Did you see
Literally.
yesterday? Did you see yesterday? He came on. Oh
Mm.
my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He had one shot and it was like the little P roller to the keeper, and like that was it.
Amrit, what you mean Fiorentina, Roma?
He said
No,
Fiorentina and Roma, but he didn't have the same. The guys, Salah's numbers at Chelsea. I'm gonna say that again. Are mental. Like Salah's numbers at Chelsea, at Liverpool, are close to Henry's numbers at Arsenal. This is how good he was at Liverpool. People just don't realize that Salah's numbers, the goals per minute and the goal involvements per minute, are up there with Henry and with like the people that we talk about, the goats of the Premier League. So I'm not sure if he can do that in other places. But
sorry, but you got the same respect as Jack Grealish came for 100 million. Everyone was on his back. It's got to be the same for this guy. I'm sorry. He's the same. I swear he's like the same age as Anthony.
He's 22 exactly. He's 22. 22. Yeah. Same as Anthony.
He ain't done anything. He can't even get. I don't know what it is. I heard at the start. I heard it was.
He's outside the list for
fitness.
Me. He's outside the list. He's above the list. This guy, as it's
Wow.
It's above
Ukrainian
the
Buzz Lightyear.
100 million for this.
Ukrainian
Come on.
Buzz Lightyear. Oh my days.
Arsenal dodged a bullet.
Oh my god, 100 million for this.
And also they dodged a bullet with Sterling potentially as well, because they were looking at him the year before.
I think Sterling would have done a lot better.
Chelsea fans called him Hazard. Oh my god. Yeah, my
yeah.
Where we putting him then?
Above everybody, above Gordon. 100 million. What are you? 100 million.
And you already know who's going to be number one. You know, already knows number one anyway, isn't it?
We know who's number one, guys. We know.
God damn it.
Yeah, you know what? We've even seen him crying on the pitch with,
he's had a guy Conte.
Him and Conte going at it last week. Tool against Bournemouth, he has a header from 2 yards out, and then they go and score at the other end. I was like, he could have been a worse person to miss, if I'm totally honest. That header, like,
this
it just
guy is arse and cheeks.
And you know what? Yeah, I saw Fawad saying something, and I actually thought it was a good point. He said, "What? Richarlison's 27 now, if I'm right, something like that."
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, and he was like, "You couldn't tell me like what his 3 main attributes are, and you couldn't tell me where his best position is." And I was like, "Do you know what? He's got a point."
Is he actually a footballer? A Brazilian? Is he? If you see this guy and you don't know the nationality, would you ever say this is a Brazilian forward?
No, you wouldn't. No way.
Ever.
No chance.
I think this is the worst. You remember Wagner Love? Is way better.
Oh my god, yeah.
Wow,
way better than him.
Wow.
Wagner Love is way better than the show.
They called him R9. Oh yeah, it's true. They called him R9.
His blue dreads.
Spurs fans were calling this guy R9. I can't believe it.
This guy is the Brazilian Calvert-Lewin without the headers.
It's funny as well because he started the World Cup with a bang, didn't he? And it's just
Oh, everybody scores something.
I know. And you thought but I mean, like, you thought that would be his cue to kick in on, and he came back, and then he was injured, and then he was just poor again. It's not worked for him at all.
Yeah, Christian is saying Diego Costa was a small goal.
Wow, swear.
Richarlison is absolutely atrocious.
Man said Brazilian Danny Ings. Danny Ings is actually a good footballer.
And Danny Ings is a good footballer, of course.
He's been scoring goals forever. He's just poor. Richarlison's poor club as well. Tops the list. So what's the official list that we got in our top 10 then?
So
is that 10? Yeah, we done 10. Yeah.
Yeah. So the first
10. Is it finished?
Yeah, perfect. That's a perfect show, you know.
Yeah. So literally, Richarlison tops the list is number 1. Then it goes Modric number 2. Sterling's number 3.
Gordon number 4.
Gordon number 4. 5 is number Phillips. Wait, 5 is number Phillips.
Yeah, 5 was Phillips.
5 is Phillips.
6 was Basuma.
6 Bissouma.
7 Paqueta.
7 Paqueta. There's a player missing.
No, there
Cucurella.
isn't.
No, we have Cucurella somewhere.
Cucurella
No,
below
got to be.
Bissouma.
Yeah, Cucurella's got to be below Basuma.
Yeah,
No,
Cucurella
we said
below Basuma. Yeah.
And then it's got to be
And then,
Basuma number 8, maybe. And then it goes
below
Anthony and then
Basuma.
Nunes at number 10 as
and
like
then it was
at the
Anthony
bottom of that
Nunes,
list.
Yeah. I think that's fair.
Alisson has
What
more
we'll do,
assists
what
than
we
this.
can do is yeah, love that. Yeah.
Thank you
Yeah,
for
are we
super
are we
chat, my
taking
man.
player price into account, but performances itself, like of course,
Yeah, just
if you're
running through it. Magic, make sure we don't miss anyone.
Yeah, man. It's not in no
Yeah, you've
particular
done
order.
all right. Yeah, perfect. So the who finishes top of the list?
It's
Is
Richarlison for sure.
Perfect. There you go. We leave him on the screen for a bit. There you go. Done. Richarlison
Yeah.
top.
Yeah.
But Martin Aubameyang didn't come in for that much money. To be fair, and he's 34. No one expected big things.
And by the way, he
There's no
scored
expectation.
goals. When he's played, he scored some goals, and then they just put him on the bench somehow.
Oh, you know what? I did miss out one. I should have put Fabio Vieira in there.
Oh, who's Fabio?
I can't lie.
The
If I had
Arsenal
to-
guy. The Arsenal guy.
I
Who's Fabio
can't
Vieira?
lie. I would probably take Nunes out and put Fabio Vieira in.
Yeah, he's been poor to be fair, but he can't get a
He's-
look in when the team's winning games all the
He's
time.
garbage.
Yeah,
40
he hasn't
million.
been. He's not been good enough for them at all. It'll be interesting to see what he does this second season if he even gets a chance.
Yeah. It's true.
Well,
it's true.
just quickly, obviously, you guys keep running up the likes. You need 200 of you in here. Let's quickly do a little 3-4 minutes. City Bayern. What's happening tonight?
I don't know.
What? Do you know what? I want this. I want Thomas Muller's interview, by the way. If none of you lot have seen it yet, I actually rated it. Thomas Muller was like, we're 3-0 down, and a lot of people are ruling us out. I've told the players here, this is his experience. He goes, I've told the players to be calm. If we get to 1-0 at halftime, cool. If we can then score a second before 80 minutes, he said that last 10 minutes will be chaos for them. And I was like, you know what? He's thinking about it calculated. Because I was actually thinking, imagine they go 1-0 at halftime, score about the 75th minute. Everyone in the world is going to be like, are City going to crack again? So this game's not done.
4-0 Bayern. What are we saying? 4-0 Bayern.
Could you imagine? Like, could you actually imagine if City got knocked out tonight? Like
No, it's not going to happen, guys. Come on,
it's not.
No,
it's not. But I'm saying what Thomas Muller's saying. I like the way he's thinking. He's not like we're just going to go out for it. He's like, we're 1-0 up at halftime, then we can maybe get a goal in the second half and then just put the pressure on. If City score first, it's done. If it's 1-0 at halftime or 0-0, it's done. But if Bayern do get a goal at halftime and it's 1-0, it's not done. And I just like the way I'm saying he was mature about it and said, we're not just going to go out for it and kill ourselves. We're going to be smart. But City are winning the Champions League. And if you don't, I don't know when you're winning it because this is your year. This is their year.
Yeah, there is
they might win
nobody
it
to
next
stop
year.
them
This
this
is
year.
their year.
Real Madrid, maybe, but the disrespect you put on Real Madrid's face is crazy. Real Madrid's name is crazy, to be honest with you.
Because Madrid are not beating
they
them.
are the
Madrid
champions, bro.
No,
Again, we said that many
I
times.
don't think
We
they
said
are.
that many times. We said that many times.
I know, but don't you think this City are different? And City not.
Oh yeah,
ready
the
this
City
year.
is better. The City team is better. However, last season they were just free scoring City. But again, I can't just sit here and say Real Madrid are not. The experience, Ty, the experience. They have a lot of experience. They have a lot of experience, Real Madrid, and they have the best coach in the history of the Champions League. The one who knows. The one who knows.
I know Cass is in my camp. I know he thinks if they get Madrid, it's done. Like,
You get Madrid.
it's City get Madrid.
Yeah,
I can hope. Do you know what? There's no other team that I could hope that could get a result because it's the Champions League. But I just feel like City with the second leg at the Etihad this year, nah.
No.
But
if they
if
depends
City
if they
go
play
out
Toni Kroos.
tonight, oh my God.
That's just hope,
do
man.
have some. Oh my God.
You sound Asian.
They aren't going out, guys. They aren't going out today. They aren't going out. They're actually, I think they're gonna beat Bayern at the Allianz.
Yeah,
because
I think
Bayern are gonna push for. Bayern are gonna push forward, try to get a goal or something. But
yeah, I need to.
do you think you will go? It will get through, Mo. Look, we're freaking winning 2-0 away from home, so we have
Musiala's starting this time. Cancelo's starting. Okay, they're the changes.
Musiala did start last time.
Musiala in for Muller and Cancelo in for Davis.
Muller?
Yeah, Muller started last time.
No, he never.
Wait, no, Musiala started, didn't he? Yeah, sorry, my bad. Yeah, Musiala, so he's still staying in. Yes, it's just Cancelo for Davis.
Yeah, there's another player.
Yeah, and Choupo-Moting, he didn't start last game, did he?
Nah, he's probably coming in for Nabry. I'm gonna guess.
That's right.
Or-
There you go. Yeah, so Choupo-Moting for Nabry. So yeah, let's see, man. But yeah,
yeah,
that's
man.
me.
End it there.
Mm,
Oh
Yes.
man,
done.
got another stream. Amazing.
Oh, another one, man. Yeah, I need a break now.
Hungry,
3 hours
man.
back to
Yes,
back,
I
man.
will do a watch. If anybody wants to watch Inter with me,
Oh, good
I'm
luck,
doing a
Mo.
watch
Oh,
along.
we disrespected you. Good luck tonight. Wow, we
hope
didn't
you
I'm
even
doing a
lose.
watch along for Inter.
Yeah,
Why do
plug
you want
that,
us to
man.
lose? You,
Because of you. I want you to suffer.
we're not gonna win it anyway. We're not gonna make top 4 now because other teams are winning. So I will suffer. Don't worry about it.
Ah, big up, guys,
Yeah.
man. You know what? We really hope you enjoyed this stream as well. We've done something different for you lot. Obviously,
I
leave
like-
your comments in as well. Let us know what your 10 is from that list. Drop a comment in straight after this stream ends. Just go in the comments, say great show, whatever. But yeah, drop your 10 in as well. It's good to see what you guys think.
Yeah,
See
yeah.
you
In a
guys.
bit, in a bit.
In a bit.